You rolling? Let's go. You ready for the podcast?
I'm ready.
Let's welcome Kumara.
J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission is same.
How does it feel to be the trendsetter here in Austin?
It feels great. I mean, I love it. I love to be more cutting edge and to think outside the box.
2.5 billion in sales in your career. How did you do this?
It is a lot of hard work, 24/7. You really have to be prepared to give it your all.
You gotta hit record on this.
Hell yeah, we legendary. Let's go.
What's up, guys? It's Mike with Legendary Podcast here on another episode. I'm in Austin, Texas. I'm going to interview one of the best agents to ever do it in the city. Over 2.5 billion in sales in her career. She just did shy over 390 million. She's been the number one agent in Austin for 4 years in a row. And she's currently the number one agent in Sotheby's International Realty worldwide. Let's welcome Kumara.
Thanks, Mike. What a great intro.
Before I start out, I want to give you the flowers that you deserve for getting me into Austin and for always supporting and always believing us, believing the team, and what we do to assist and ride you through all these sales and these transactions that you do throughout your career. So thank you. You're amazing.
Thank you for being my partner and pushing me to be on camera, which was huge.
Speaking of that, when did I push you to be on camera?
Gosh, that was
a year before COVID, right?
Yeah, I think it was 2019. 2018 or 2019.
Was it Dennis Carvajal referred me to you?
Dennis and Mark Noah.
And Mark Noah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came over here. We did 4 properties in a row. I met you.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that glow that you always have in that smile of yours, and I said, you got to get on camera.
Yep, that's right. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm selling a property. They don't want to see me. And you're like, no. They need to see you.
And then we shot you. I did the 4, I left, and then you were like, okay, but I need to do this for all my properties, right?
Yeah, I saw the difference it made with really introducing a property and having a little bit of a more personalized approach, and that it could be super impactful with selling and showing properties in the right light, which is what we do when we're on site at a property. And I saw how impactful that was, and I said, I really need to do this for every single property.
So we're like 5 years working together, right? 5+ years? How does it feel to be the trendsetter here in Austin? Because you started everything here. From on camera to these behind the scenes to these home tours to, pushing the industry in this market to elevate themselves in everything they do marketing-wise for real estate. How does it feel?
It feels great. I mean, I love it. I love to be more cutting edge and to think outside the box and to be constantly evolving and changing the way I do things. And so looking forward to what's next and how I can constantly, create new marketing ideas and material. But it's fun. It's fun to see, how many other realtors are on camera now and how many people are kind of following this trend. And video, as you know, is like the key piece of real estate. I mean, every property needs to have a video that showcases it because it's more impactful than photos. Photos are brilliant and beautiful and architectural, but video is where it's at. And it's what people engage in and how they really see houses.
Earlier on the intro, I put not a common stat that most people accomplish. Most of my clients I work with, it's very small percentage that reach this accolade, I guess if you want to call it. So you're the number one agent in Sotheby's International Realty right now, worldwide. So Sotheby's International Realty is in 83 countries with 1,110 offices and over 26,000 agents. And that blonde, green eyes smile is number one. How does it feel?
Mike, it feels, I'm honored, I'm humbled, I'm proud. And yet I, for some reason I don't celebrate. I just keep going and pushing forward and wanting to even be better. And that's the way I'm built and that's the way I'm driven. And yet I'm incredibly amazed. And I feel, when I was told that recently, I did cry for a second. It's everything I've dreamed of, right? It's like being the best at your business, being the top. I would never want anything less. And yet, again, like each closing, everything, I don't celebrate. I celebrate my clients, but I don't celebrate myself. To me, I just have to keep going. And it's just, I'm here in this life. I've got one shot and I'm going to build, my business to be the best that I can be, to help my clients. And it's really my passion, and I love what I do.
I think a part of what gravitates my energy and yours together and how we've worked so well, we have similarities. You live in the moment, right? Like, so you don't really think about the past or the future so much. You just kind of dominate what's in front of you, continue to dominate what's in front of you constantly. Is that, am I correct in saying that's how you are?
Sure, we can all dwell a little bit on past or mistakes, or think a little bit about the future, but I try to live in the moment. I mean, I think that's the most effective way. You set goals for yourself, but you live in the moment, and every day in this business you have to live that way. You navigate each day differently depending on what's thrown at your plate, and you really have to be good at living in the moment and to be good at this business.
And enjoying the wins and the losses.
Wins and the losses. And I can't dwell on the losses. When things don't work out, when you lose a listing, when things don't work out with a client, you have to know that it wasn't meant to be, and you have to move on. You can't dwell and let it pull you down. I mean, I'm all about good energy. So are you. That's one of my favorite things about you. I love how positive you are, how you're always like, Kumara, come on, you can do it. If I get, Mike, I can't do this again. Like, I'm exhausted. I can't shoot another one or whatever. It's like, I can. And if you have that mindset, that you have that constant positivity in your life, you will succeed. You will be happy. You will create good things.
It's true. It's true. 100%. I agree with you. There's so many women that look up to you, not only here in Austin, in Miami. I get messages all the time when I'm, posting all of your content on my page, and people always, oh my God, she's so beautiful. She's smart. She's amazing. They say, all these things. What would you advise today, 2024, somebody who was going to get into the industry and was holding you on a pedestal as inspiration?
This business can look really glamorous and easy. And I think it's important for everyone to know that this is an incredible opportunity to have a very successful career, but that it is a lot of hard work, and it's 24/7. And in order to really be successful in this business, you really have to be prepared to give it your all. Like, a lot of people try to do real estate part-time, and it's just not a part-time gig if you really want to make it your career. And so I just think learning the inventory, doing open houses, studying the market, really understanding the trends. And that's not just in Austin, nationwide. I really value my relationships with other agents around the country, and I'm constantly learning and evolving from them as well. And I think it's just important to really understand, the financial markets, the mortgage markets, the real estate markets in your area and around the country, so that you can navigate and sound, be educated and talk to your clients in a manner that they respect. I'll never forget in my first early parts of my career, I mean, my clients would get in the car and they'd look at me and they'd just be like, you're so young. The way I looked, and then on top of it, I was young. And I mean, they were just, until I started talking and could prove that I was smart and understood my stats and knowledgeable and I could spit out numbers, then they respected me. But the immediate first reaction, taking one look at me and seeing my age and seeing how I looked, was like, you're not the right person for me.
How long have you been an ultra luxury real estate expert here in Austin for?
I've been selling for over 20 years. I started at a boutique company, and I kind of realized in real estate, you have to sort of find your niche on where you are in your life. And when I was really young, it didn't make sense for me to try to sell to these families in these upper class neighborhoods that maybe didn't relate to me. I wasn't a mom. I wasn't, I was in my early 20s, and I needed to kind of see my target market and align with my target market, which was more people my age. I made my target market at that point downtown Austin, and it was where the growth was for young tech entrepreneurs and sort of the younger people coming out of college and buying their first homes. And it was like the beginning of sort of downtown Austin living. That's kind of where I put my focus, and I started selling all of the condos downtown. I was called like the condo queen. And that was where my energy and focus went. And slowly those people would grow up with me, and they would want to sell their condo and buy a home, and they got married and this and that. And so then the family started, and all of a sudden I'm, into these luxury neighborhoods now, selling higher end things. And that's when I made a shift to Sotheby's International Realty to really kind of target the luxury market.
So a question, 2.5 billion in sales in your career. How did you do this? How long have you been in real estate? How did you do this? You're also super mom. You're involved in everything your family does. How do you keep the energy to do this? And how do you do it?
That's a good question. Truthfully, I'm exhausted, but I just have this like inner drive to succeed and to be the best at everything I do. And that keeps me going, and it keeps me driven and keeps me pushing myself every year to be the best. It doesn't matter my stats or how much I've sold. Like I just, for some reason, it's in my core soul that keeps me driving to even be better and better and keep evolving. And I don't ever say that's enough. I've accomplished it. I should take a step back. I keep pushing myself to be even better.
How did you find this passion in real estate? When did the passion start? Like, when did you realize you wanted to do this as a career?
It took a couple of years of doing it before I really realized that this was where I was meant to be. But truthfully, I owe it all to my mom. I was straight out of college and I got a very cool tech job with a up-and-coming company in Austin that was recruiting top people from around the country. And I was really young and in this tech company in inside sales and learning so much about the business, and the bust happened. And long story short, I got laid off and was kind of doing some soul searching. I mean, I didn't really ever see myself selling software for tech companies, but I realized that, I needed to find my passion, and I wanted to start a company and do all these entrepreneurial ideas. And it was my mom who was like, okay, after a year of unemployment, like trying to search around and figure out where my next place was, and trying to think of how I was going to get funding to start different ideas I had. She drove me straight to the real estate school, driving me back to Austin, and walks me in, signs me up. And I literally looked at her and I'm like, I'm not selling houses. Like, I didn't go to college and come all this way to sell houses. Like, that's just not what I'm meant to do. And she said, just get your license and then we'll talk. So long story short, and here I am today, and it's been the most amazing thing I've ever done. It's been an amazing career for a woman, for a man too, but, in software sales and tech sales, I saw from experience, you're never at the top. You're not the boss. You don't, there's always somebody above you limiting you and judging you or controlling what you can and can't do. And, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm self-employed. I have the ability to make my dreams happen. I have the ability to keep pushing myself there's no limit. There's no ceiling. And that's why it's so amazing for anyone. It's such an amazing career that if you really are passionate about it and put your soul and your heart into it, that you have the ability to create anything you want.
I've been lucky enough to be around you for, many hours, many years, see how you move, see how you interact. And I've always said that the homeowners are always a reflection of your energy. And what brought me to Austin was what amazing energy you have. Because, I've seen you work 10, 12 hours and you're still smiling. You still got those big green eyes. You're still always giving. You're still always open. So, why I'm touching on this on energy is you do a lot of off-market stuff. How do you navigate? How do you put the pieces together on this off-market stuff?
This is a great example of, I sold 389 million last year, and only 70 million of that was on the public market, on the MLS. And so if you think about that statistic alone, that is 80% of my volume being done off market. I think that all this news about Austin is really not a reflection of the luxury market in Austin, because so much is done privately. And it's important that those statistics reflect the whole market, and they don't. And it's okay, because that's the way Austin is, and that's the way most of the high-end sales are done. But it's not a reflection of really our market as a whole. I have really found a way to navigate with my network through this luxury kind of private market. We as agents all work with one another doing this, and we're selling each other's off-market listings. So it's not like I'm doing this all on my own. But to me, I look at selling real estate a little bit more creatively and thinking outside the box. And so for me, like putting deals together that are not just so simple or ordinary is what's exciting. It's like, if I get a new client who's looking for something, I can kind of go through my brain and my Rolodex, and I'm constantly thinking, and I'll even drive by a house and think like, oh my gosh, that house, it's perfect for him. And it's perfect for them. It's just constantly, my brain is thinking creatively how I can put deals together, because there's always somebody looking for something that they can't find, or somebody wanting to sell something that maybe they don't necessarily want to sell publicly. And I'm sure that happens in Miami and everywhere, but it's here we really are putting a lot of deals together. At least I am.
Miami's like limelight. Everybody wants attention. You know, every time something gets sold, it's blasted all over all these news outlets. We're over here, you know, it's a little bit more private, a little bit more quiet.
Yes. And there's two reasons for that. One, there's a level of clientele that wants to keep it private. And two, in Texas, we can keep it private because we're a non-disclosure state, which is huge. So all of these bigwigs that come in and the high net worth people, if there's an opportunity to keep something private, it's crucial for them to know that it's not going to be in the news, that the sales price is not going to be disclosed. A lot of them want to come here because of that. And so that's the biggest reason that we see so many private sales in Austin is we don't want to blast it on news outlets. We don't want to advertise it. So most of my most exciting deals I've ever done, I can't even talk about.
I don't even shoot.
You can't even shoot them, you know, and it's unfortunate because those are the most beautiful houses I've ever sold. But it's also the way that these high net worth people value the relationships and the deals that we're transacting on.
What sets you apart from all the competitors you have in this market?
Everyone has their strengths, right? When I think back about my career and sort of who I am, I really think it's like my sincere passion for my clients to really thrive in the best spot. And so selling a home is not just selling a home. Like for me, it's really important that I tune into what is going to be best for them, whether I'm, you know, representing them on the buy or the sell. For me, it's my intuition and how I parlay that into my relationships and these relationships that I've built and really understanding the people I'm working with. And I think it's really important to have that trust. And I believe that I've built my clientele and my relationships on that trust.
You've been in this market for years and you're so well connected, not only in real estate here, but also with restaurants and the whole, you know, lifestyle of Austin and all these, you know, activities to do here. You know, somebody was coming to visit here. Where would you recommend them to go eat?
Well, you know, I'm an MML fan. McGuire Mormon restaurants are the best. You know, Larry McGuire has been a friend of mine and Tom Mormon for years and years and years. And they absolutely have knocked it out of the park in Austin. They have the most consistent service, the most consistent food. They have the best spots. You know, I always take you to Jeffrey's or Sammy's, Clark's. Those are my favorite spots.
Can we get them to open these in Miami?
I'm trying.
Please,
trying.
And you
Yeah.
also got to buy a house out there, please.
They're doing Clark's in Miami.
They are?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Where? Like what area?
In
Have
the
you said it yet?
design district.
Yes. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And
And we're opening Clark's in Malibu and Santa Barbara. We're going nationwide with
I
Clark's.
need a Jeffrey's out there too, because Jeffrey's is bomb.
I know. We're working on that. That's next. We're taking Clark's first, but you know that's a good example of relationship. I mean, Larry McGuire and I have been friends since I first moved here, and you know now he's created this incredible business, this incredible hospitality business. And now they have Six and Blanco. He's the co-developer of Six and Blanco, which is a new mixed-use project that I have residences listed. And, you know, that relationship has parlayed, like we've been together all these years through so many, you know, I've sold him his first home. And, you know, if you just think about that relationship building and now he's developing, you know, now I'm where I am and he's developing a huge hotel, mixed use retail, residential project. And I get to list that for him. It's our first Herzog project in Texas, Herzog and Demeron, who's one of the most famous architectural firms in the world. And they're coming to Austin. I have the development listed at Six and Blanco, and it's super exciting, you know, piece of architecture, and it's really going to elevate the city. We don't have anything like it. I mean, you have a lot of that kind of thing in Miami, and we just don't in Austin. So it's fun for me to be a part of that project and to see Austin grow and develop.
Well, the Austin skyline's changed since I've been here for 5 years. It just continues to go up and up and up.
Yes, we're just growing constantly. Austin is on the map, as you know. I mean, the city has changed so much from when I moved here in 2000. And it's fun to see it grow and evolve and how, you know, we have to navigate through business and life and all this growth. But it's fun. And we're becoming a big city. I mean, we were such a small town when I first started
Now you have
this business.
F1, you got the soccer.
We've got F1, we have Austin FC, we have all the music festivals.
Speaking of music, what's your favorite artist? If you had to pick one, you know, artist to listen to?
Oh gosh, that's hard.
What's your favorite?
That's hard.
You got me into like Rufus and all these bands.
I love Rufus Du Sol, but I also like love the old iconic music, you know? And so it's really hard for me to pick a favorite because anything from Michael Jackson to Madonna to, you know, all the latest hits to the Rolling Stones. And it's just, there's so much good music
to listen to.
Yeah.
I know your passion in real estate, and obviously it shows in everything you do. But I know that your bigger passion in real estate in life is your two boys. We both have two boys. They're 11 and 8, right? Jet,
7 and 11.
7 and 11. Cruz and Jet.
Uh-huh.
So tell me a little bit about them. How do they motivate you and influence you and give you the energy that you have?
As you know, my boys are number one, even though it looks like real estate is number one. I'm so grateful every day that I had them, that I wasn't too caught up in my career to sort of overlook that phase in my life. What I find is that motherhood has been the most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my life. And I will say, like, before I had my children, even though I was in the real estate business, I didn't ever feel fulfilled. I actually thought that I wasn't meant to do real estate because I said, I'm meant for a greater purpose in this life, Mom. I know it. I don't feel fulfilled. And it was not until I had my first that I said, okay, I got it. I feel fulfilled. It's that unconditional love that you give and that you receive from your children that is so powerful, and it drives me. It continues to make me, like, I look forward to coming home every day. I look forward to seeing them. I look forward to seeing them in the morning, at night before they go to bed. I look forward to watching them grow and helping them thrive. And, you know, this business is tough. It's hard. I mean, I'm a full-time working woman that is trying to be also the best mother. And I know that I'm not there all the time and that I'm not a perfect mother, but I try to be there for the most important times and just show them, like, the deep love and passion that I have, and hopefully that will translate into their lives and want to have successful, driven careers as well.
Tell me some of the characteristics of your kids that, you know, really make you proud and stand out.
My boys are amazing. They're both, you know, beautiful, kind, loving children. My oldest is for sure more of the rule follower. He's the typical oldest child. He's a little bit shy. And my second is Jet. He's super fun.
He's like my little one.
Yeah, loves to take risks and be kind of a little bit more wild.
But the opposite dual balance.
It works. It works. It works in our family dynamic, and it's fun.
I know that, you know, you're big into sports, and so are they. What's one of your recent, you know, events that you've taken them to in sports-wise that was like an awesome experience that, like, blew you away?
Well, my boys' favorite team is the Warriors, and their favorite player is Steph Curry. And so the Warriors Spurs were playing in San Antonio. We went down there and it was like, Mom, we have to get his autograph. We have to get Steph's autograph. And I'm like, all right, we're going to do it. And so we brought a pair of shoes in that they wanted to sign, and a basketball, and Sharpies. And I don't know how we got in there with all that, but we did. and like, literally, I mean, we just had this goal, and they're like, Mom, we're not, you know, my oldest is like, we're not going to do it. We're not going to get it. I'm like, we're going to get it. Right. And literally, like, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I thought Steph had walked off the court at the end of the game. And then I looked over, and my kids started to get all bummed out. I looked over, he was still on the court talking to someone way down there, starts to walk sort of off, thankfully, right by us. And I mean, I flagged him down. I was yelling his name. I'm like pointing to my boys. And next thing you know, he's like looking my boys in the eye, and they're holding their shoes up, and he's signing their shoes.
Oh
and
my God.
We literally got his autograph, and they each got one on their shoes, and we walked out of there, and it was the best moment. Cause like, it's so cool when you set a goal and it actually comes to fruition. It wasn't like, we didn't design that. We didn't pay for that. Like, it worked. And I'm like, see the power of your mind. If you just believe it, it can happen.
It's true. It's true. The power of the mind. It's called, what is it? Manifesting?
Yes.
Manifesting. So I know your mom has been a huge inspiration to you. I know you've mentioned her a couple times. And but your dad is amazing. I've met your dad. Your dad is he's super talented, music-wise, which we haven't used a song yet in any of your videos.
We need to.
Just get it to me.
I told my father, I'm like, just stop starting companies. Just compose music at the end of your life and just be like happy and do what you love the most.
And I've noticed also in everything you do, your family is center always.
Yes.
And I think that, you know, that's something else that motivates me working with you, and me aligning my brand with yours, is that gives me energy.
Way.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. Like, I don't look at losses or wins. I just live in the moment, do the best that I can. If I mess up, correct it, And I'm there for my kids. I coach them in
You're
basketball.
always there for your
coach
kids
them in
and your family.
basketball, baseball, family, you know. It's
Family is everything. I mean, I surround myself by my family because like they're everything to me. And I want to lift them up as much as they lift me up. And I think it's beautiful to have family around. I mean, it's very like in European cultures and Latin American cultures, it's really like the heart of your life, right? And so many people in America, I think, lose sight of that. I want my family at my house every day. I want my family at dinner every night. I mean, to have a big family, there's nothing better. I grew up with a big family. There was 4 of us. I have so much family around here, which I'm really lucky. You know, I wasn't from Austin. I wasn't from Texas at all. And so I've slowly kind of tried to bring people here as I've gotten ingrained into the city. I mean, I'm a Texan now. I'm an Austinite. I've been here for 24 years. And so it's this is my life and I love it.
So I know family is everything in life, but, I also want to know, a little bit about you. What do you like to do for fun? Because I know you don't only sell all these, $1 million homes. You also, I've seen you jumping off mountains, skiing, boxing. I mean, you took me boxing and, you pretty much whooped my butt. So, tell me about all these other things you like to do in life, your hobbies.
Well, I love to travel. That's my favorite thing. I think it's my family's favorite thing. My boys love to travel. They want to go everywhere. So I travel as much as possible. It's not often, but it's as much as I can. But I like to parlay it into business. And so we spend time in California, New York, Colorado, and I'm from California. So, I love kind of parlaying that. I always visit the Sotheby's office, visit other agents in other parts. But kind of like my everyday, who I am, if I could just do anything athletic all day long, it would make me so happy. I love to surf. I love to ski. I love to box. I, ride bikes. I play tennis. I do yoga and Pilates, and the list goes on and on. Anything active you put me in, I'm happy. So it's really what drives me. I could have been, personal trainer or something. I think it keeps my adrenaline going.
Who's been your biggest inspiration in life?
My mom.
Your mom. I love your mom, by the way. She's awesome.
Thank you.
Remember when we went to Marfa?
I do. We went.
She sent me to Marfa. We put me on top of a mountain there, which
Santa
I could barely
Fe.
breathe. No, it was Marfa, Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
Santa Fe, New Mexico, right?
We shot
on top
a
of
mountaintop.
Mountaintop that I could barely breathe getting to the top.
We shot a mountaintop. It was amazing.
I still have.
That video was awesome.
That video was awesome. There's these 2 little crystals that I found. And I have one in each of my kids' rooms because I have 2 kids like you.
You brought the crystals.
I have the crystals in my house, and I tell them this is good energy. I tell them this is good energy from Kumara. Just keep this around. Good things are going to come your way. That's what I tell them.
I love it.
So I swear to God, I'm going to send you a picture when I go home. I have it by the next time.
You have to.
All right. So on this note, I'm going to end the podcast here. But before we go, I do want to thank you again. Honestly, you pulled me out of Miami to open up in Austin. And it was one of the best things that's happened in my life. I want to come here all the time. I keep I'm trying to push my family to Texas.
Yeah,
it's just hard because I have that Cuban food in Miami.
You got that Cuban.
I got the Cubans in Miami. That's the problem.
Do.
But I do want this to be my second home, and I do want to spend more time here because every time I come here, I always say you re-energize me. So Miami, kind of sucks my energy. I come over here and I become Superman again, and I go.
All right, you gotta come here more often, Mike.
But thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. You're the reason why I got on video, and I think that's elevated my business and the properties that I represent. And it's been really fun to evolve and change with you. And I love creating with you. And I know that we have more exciting things to come, and we're going to constantly evolve and change because now everyone's doing it. So what's next, Mike?
And our next one's going to be better than the one we did last.
Let's do it.
But I'm excited. Thank you.
Me too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy we did this.
Likewise. You're the best. Hey, that was good, right? We did it. Legendary, baby. Legendary.
Hell yeah, we legendary. Let's go.